I'll begin now. Namaste and good afternoon to everyone. I welcome you all to this long delayed felicitation ceremony for Sanskriti event. We all have been dealing with repercussions of COVID, which is why this event got postponed. I'm delighted to inform you that this competition has been a roaring success. Through this event, we were not able to provide a platform for our students to showcase their talent, but also use this as a positive diversion to tackle the tough COVID phase. I would like to briefly explain you the background of Sanskriti event. It was Rashmi ma'am's brainchild to conceptualize an event like this, which captures the culture and traditions of our rich heritage. Students from different languages, not just Hindi and English, participated. For instance, Marathi, Urdu, Kannada languages were also given equal importance. Brainstorming happened around for multiple categories, and we connected with various leaders thanks to Zal sir, Dilruba ma'am, Varun, Ela ma'am, Ankit, Devika Mathur from Bangalore. We all coordinated very well, and city-wise categories were divided in terms of prose, poetry, and art. More than 4,000 Vidya students participated. With the help of judges, 600 entries across all mentioned languages were shortlisted. Finally, I would like to say at the ground level, during the lockdown, our teachers connected with students and ensured that all the students participate. This was the main motive behind this event. Our students proved their ability in this event. They made us proud with their talent and efforts. I would like to express our profound gratitude towards all the judges for their extraordinary contribution. And from Delhi, English category, Poonam Kasha ma'am, Aditi Misra ma'am, Dilruba ma'am, Zal sir, Sarita ma'am, Mala ma'am, Pratima ma'am, and Varun. As far as the Hindi category and Sanskrit goes, Ela ma'am and Gayatri ma'am helped us. For poetry, Mumbai was spearheading. Kiran Bhatya ma'am, Rashmi ma'am's sister, helped us a lot with the shortlisting the categories. And Jayashree Murali ma'am, Sangeetha Gupta ma'am, and Rashmi ma'am's sons, Mr. Harsh Misra, also contributed. From art was given to Bangalore. Rekha Rao ma'am, Bharti Sagar ma'am, and Ms. Radhika Tosar helped us. The winning prizes have been sponsored by Rashmi ma'am in the memory of her mother, Srimati Manorama Sharma ji. And the winning participants will receive Amazon gift vouchers and certificate from our founder president, and they will be mentored by experts to pursue their talent. All participants will receive online certificate of participation. Now, I would like to invite Rashmi ma'am to share her thoughts.
A very, very good afternoon, and thank you, Anjali, for that wonderful introduction. I really have to say a very, very big thanks to the entire team of our Vidya team for organizing so well, and also the amazing judges who jumped into it. We could have never done something such a large scale had it been virtual. So in a way, it proved an advantage to us to have it virtually and give an opportunity so many hundreds and thousands of our children across. And you'll see from the videos the excitement of our children and the joy they got from doing this. And of course, what we all know is they have this huge amount of talent, which we could actually bring forth through this lovely Sanskriti festival, as we call it, our competition, which has been such a huge success. So firstly, a very big thanks and a very warm welcome to all of you. Sanskriti, as you know, is something which is very close to my heart. When we started Vidya, we always bring it into our holistic program, in our education program. Our children get a chance to learn music, dance, theater, sports, everything. Because as we all know that from our rich cultural heritage, what we all have is this great learning. And if we don't nurture this in our Vidya children, that is all part of the national pride, part of the understanding for ourselves, as well as going forward to understand the country and to do much more. We are also very keen that our children can actually take this on as a profession going forward, because the joy that arts gives you it can be replaced by none. I talk personally because I myself have spent many years learning dance. Yes. So yes, the competition was amazing. It was a platform where everybody could express and explore the various art forms, prose, poetry, and art. And you'll hear more about it as we go. And through that, the appreciation and respect for our culture, for tradition, for our values, which are cherished and preserved through this culture. And we are now planning that this Sanskriti festival will be an ongoing annual event. And with the success of this last one, thanks to all of you, we are looking at adding other facets to the Sanskriti festival going forward for next year. We're looking at launching the next one on January 26th, 2022. Ooh. We're looking at adding creative writing with dance, music, to what we already have, which is prose, art, and poetry. So we look forward to your participation, your involvement going forward for Sanskriti. So what our dream is also to set up afternoon classes of Vidya Sanskriti across all our programs. We already began that in Bangalore, in Vidya Bangalore on March 13, 2021. We launched what was called the Sanskriti Habba. It's a live launch where we have teachers, excellent teachers. Rekha is there, Rekha Rao, who's with us today, who's our main judge for the art competition. Rekha is going to be teaching our children live, and they're so blessed to have her. We have Jyotsna, who's an excellent Bharatanatyam dancer, and Tara Kini and her trip teaching, learning classical music, in fact, Drupad music from her. And our kids are very, very enthusiastic. Similarly, we have Poonam Kasha and Geetha Chandra based out of Delhi, who have been, they are basically our brand ambassadors. And what they're looking for is a virtual platform plus a live platform. So we would like to take this forward. So Sanskriti will come alive, not just in a competition form, but an actual form across all our programs. So Vidya School Gurgaon will have Poonam Kasha and Geetha Chandra very shortly launching a program. So we are very proud that we can inspire. Our dream would be that if we can inspire one Vidya student who can become a national sports personality, a famous dancer, a musician, a theater artist, anything. And we would like to encourage that, because that's what, take out the best talent, an opportunity they never had before. So give them that opportunity, they will shine out. So this competition, as Anjali shared with you, is dedicated to the memory of my mother, Manorma Sharma. We lost her about 3 years ago. She was the epitome of what Sanskriti stands for. She had an amazing appreciation and respect for all our arts, traditions, values, culture. She grew up in the time of India's freedom movement, so she was a freedom fighter right from the start. She went to a British boarding school and American college, but she was the strongest, staunch Indian you've ever met in your life. She was a poet, as you'll know, and a dancer, a singer, a painter, a writer, and all much more rolled into one. I was very fortunate that she really introduced us into all the arts and music and gave us a chance to learn everything growing up. Although my father was in the army and we were moving house all the time, but she made sure that both my sister and me and my brother got a chance to learn everything that we got a chance, wherever we were. She was in every way my inspiration, my mentor. She was always positive, and no matter what challenge came in front of us, she made sure that she looked at it in a very positive light. She was a feminist as well. She was a lover of life, lover of nature, and never missed a chance to help somebody. So I remember her once always telling us two things which stuck in my mind till today. She says, nothing is impossible, and there's no such word as can't in the Indian dictionary. So she made sure that we never use that word can't. But she wrote poems. She wrote poems at a drop of a hat. And we've published a beautiful book of poems. My sister will share. She's with us today, which is so lovely. Kiran is there. By the way, she's also inherited my mother's writing skills. So she's writing now much more than she ever did before. But before I pass it on to my sister, and before we start this beautiful launch, I would love to read at least one poem of my mother's. So it is a poem which she wrote in 1946. It's called Pledge Taken on Independence Day. As burns this candle's burning flame, so may I keep my country's name alight within my heart. As gives its light so steadily, thus may I too most readily play my small part. Grant me that flame, that it may quell sad darkness in which now we dwell, so once more may live contented, unioned, happy and free. Give us this strength, O give, and let us solemnly declare that we will carry on the fight, no matter what the odds or where, for independence and for right. She must have been 21 or so when she wrote this. I'll share another quick one, a very small one, I know, but I just, I almost in tears and sentiment thinking of her when I read these to you. It says, time waits for no one. This too shall pass away. Another time, another hour, another day shall come and go like countless more into the depths of nothingness. But stay, my soul, rejoice. This moment is thine. So mold with quick, deft fingers the pattern of thy choice. Grasp keenly the live blind clay, to do with as you will. Once more, the wheel revolves and then lies forever still. She had a very deep meaning to life, to everything. She's very spiritual too. So I take this opportunity to introduce you to my sister, Kiran Sharma Bhatya, who will be the next speaker. And Kiran is younger to me by 3 years. We are very similar. If you don't have the big bindi, we look alike. And she is very talented. She will share with you. She's done a huge amount of work for women who worked for the UN and set up Sanjeevani, which is one of the big programs in Delhi, and many other NGOs she set up. Bangalore also has Bimbala, which is she's a founding member. So I pass it on to you, Kiran. All the very best, and thank you so much for the entire team for what you've done. I really deeply appreciate. And let's take Sanskrit to the next level together. Thank you. Over to Kiran.
Thank you so much, Rashmi, Anjali, and the whole Vidya family. It's first of all, I'd like to say what an honor it is to be here. Of course, as Rashmi's sister, but much more than that, as a citizen who really admires and has seen Vidya from its very beginning. I've watched it grow from strength to strength under Rashmi's incredible leadership and the growing family and input from so many of you. It's been really wonderful to see how it's branched out like an octopus in so many areas with education at the center, but to watch, and as Rashmi said, the domains that it's covered for women and children is incredible. Geographically, conceptually, in depth in so many different areas. And that poetry and arts has been included is no surprise given Rashmi's own background as she explained, but also recognizing as many of you as experts in the area, that it's an intrinsic part of the growth of a person. And it's an intrinsic element that helps bring color and depth and richness into our lives apart from our work and our families and the persons we are. And it was really a wonderful experience to go through the poems that came. I was so happy that Rashmi had this idea of initiating this process in mother's name. And as she said, our mother was born a poet, I think. The one she wrote at the age of 5 still astounds us. And it's been enjoyed by people from the age of 5 to the age of 90, where she describes the beauty of flowers and the dance of flowers. She was always a lover of nature, and many of her poems speak about the beauty of nature and the gifts that nature gives us every day, from trees to flowers to the clouds, to the wind, to the water. She writes long poems about a eucalyptus tree that she planted and watched grow, or about the sunrise in the morning. It's just innumerable number of poems filled with beautiful words which etch together a vision that you can't ignore when you read the poem. And that is clearly a reflection of her own life, where she was brought up, fortunately, as my sister said, with the wonderful combination of the East and West, of learning and being given a very strong spiritual foundation in India's rich culture from some of the most famous saints, thanks to her parents, but also growing up in the best British school and American college, where she was at the cutting edge of knowledge and exposure to everything new that was happening in the intellectual realm. And she brought that together, I think, in the best way in her poetry, where she speaks about rights and she speaks about poverty and she speaks about women's issues and the challenge for young women and inequality. And she always encouraged us to do that from the beginning. When we were children, she started a hobby center because there were so many army kids whose fathers were in non-family stations where they had no opportunity to learn anything beyond basic schooling. And she had the courage to set this up and allow so many kids, including us, to be exposed to art and to different forms of dance, to poetry, to drama, to all forms of musical instruments. And it became part of our lives. I learned sitar for 10 years. We both learned Orisi. We took part in poetry competitions. We learned, Rashmi did the most wonderful batik work. That's probably something you don't know about her. And we learned so many different skills, which just became a part of our life thanks to her. She also taught us this incredible spirit of adventure by demonstrating it. She was always standing like a rock with us. You know, the conservative elements of our family, she was in front of us, protecting us always, encouraging us to break boundaries, to try something new, to experience and follow our heart and our yearning, whether it was in our profession or in our relationships. She was always standing with us. And the best example I can give you, when I was 21 and I wanted to be involved in starting Sanjeevani, my father and many others were horrified. They said, "You're 21, what on earth do you know about mental health and dealing with people who are suicidal? You should go for further studies abroad." But when she saw my passion and my commitment, she completely stood with me. Not only that, she joined as a volunteer and with all humility went through the whole process of selection and training and doing regular duty, just like any other volunteer. And she wrote so many poems which were to encourage the spirit of volunteering. She wrote for Sanjeevani and she wrote later for other NGOs that I supported, ever present, always encouraging. So let me read one of those poems to you, just to capture what I'm trying to explain to you. She wrote these literally in 10-15 minutes, just off the cuff, never edited. This one is titled Volunteers. In our busy lives, from day to day, we face challenges of joy and sorrow. Have we time to pause along the way, to brighten someone's dark tomorrow? To give in thought and kind, to share our time and take a stand. Guide those in need with loving care, extend a helping hand. Empower others with strength bestow, to carry on the fight. Together we can win, we know, from darkness turn to light. We need to find a genuine friend to help us banish doubt and fear. Our problems, sorrows, we shall end. Come, be a volunteer. This is just one of the many poems she wrote about encouraging people to give, to recognize the power they have in a collective force to help others. And she volunteered with Sanjeevani, and both of us, I think, really inherited the spirit and the commitment to help others from her. When we were teenagers, the war with Pakistan was on, and she was the only mother who took us two girls as adolescents to the army camp with sirens going in the darkness to help receive wounded soldiers. She gave us that confidence. She gave us that courage that it's okay to try and help others against the odds, whatever it takes. And so her spiritual foundation, her spirit of adventure, her confidence, and her strong, strong emotional support, I think has led us a long way, and it's echoed in all her poetry. And I think she would be so proud to hear and to know that so many children in Vidya have been inspired, children and teachers, to write their creative thoughts, to try and challenge themselves, to express themselves so beautifully, as we saw in the many poems that came to us through Anjali to try and judge. It was not easy because the criteria was tough, The variety was enormous. And I think wherever mom is, she would be so, so proud of every child and their spirit. So I'm going to end with her dream, which I think would be a wonderful dream for all of us to have. And I hope she's enjoying that dream right now. This poem is called My Dream Island. I love to live on an island in the South Seas far away, with lovely green forests and gardens to roam through all day. At night, I would sleep on the treetops in the light of the silvery moon and be lulled to sleep by the sighing wind. I wish I could go there soon. I'd be searching for truth and for beauty, and here my long search would cease, and I'd live in all the bliss on my island till the end of my sweet dream of peace. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, Sangeetha ma'am, for joining us. Now we are in the flow of poetry. If I may request Ankit to introduce Sangeetha ma'am, who was our poetry judge.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Anjali. And just to talk about poetry and Vidya Mumbai, the relation of poetry and Vidya Mumbai goes way back. And I'm so fortunate and glad that I got an opportunity to be part of a team who came out with Vidya's first poetry book, My Voice, My Verse. And I'm so happy, proud, and honored to introduce and a very integral part of that process and my mentor, Sangeetha Gupta ji, to this process. Sangeetha Gupta ji, welcome with bada dil and so much of khushi. It's always good to see you, Sangeetha, on screen and in person as well. And Sangeetha was one of the judge who judged poetries, not just from Mumbai, but the whole Pan India application. So Sangeetha, over to you. So glad to have you. You're on mute, Sangeetha.
Yeah, I've lost my voice due to various adventures over the last week or so.
Oh.
This is not the forum to recount them. But I'll just say that the process of judging has always been something very hurtful for me. Because any kind of art, whether it be prose, poetry, drawing, is an expression. And in today's world, when everything is so structured, where everything is so write the answer to the above question kind of thing, when there is pure expression, it's sinful to judge it.
Sure.
So, but I was privileged to go through the reams and reams of poetry that were written by the Vidya teachers and children. Poetry is about feelings, poetry is about relationships, and the aches that these bring with when young people are getting out there to explore their feelings and intimacies. Poetry about school, about the pandemic. There was just a range of subjects that got covered and that got woven in, even though there were topics that were given. So that's all I want to say, and I just hope that the free expression of poetry and art lives on, just like Kiranji just told us, how privileged you were to be brought up to a mom like that. That go, sing like no one's listening, dance like no one's watching, and do what you have to do. And that's the spirit of Vidya, because therein lies the true success of an individual. Thank you.
Thank you, Sangeetha ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. Thank you, Kiran ma'am, for sharing beautiful memories of Srimati Manorma ji. It's indeed a pleasure that all of us are together and we are here. Can I request the tech team to please showcase the poetry winners? So these are the poetry winners, first prize winners of Sanskriti Fest. Runner-ups, second and third prize winners and the runner-ups. Can we have the videos in us?
everyone, myself Tara. I am thankful to Vidya that they have given me this opportunity to participate in the fest and seek my level best. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shahi. I am from VIDYA BS CN Center. I am studying in 10th standard. तो मुझे पोएम लिखने का बहुत शौक है. मैंने बहुत सारी पोएम लिखी है. उसमें के मेरी एक पोएम है रेपिस्ट करके. तो बीच में रेप के केसेस बहुत बढ़ रहे थे. तो उस वक्त मैंने पोएम लिखी थी रेपिस्ट करके. ये पोएम बहुत जनों को अच्छी लगी. मतलब उसमें मैंने बहुत सारा ऐसा अच्छा लिखा है. तो आप ज़रूर देखिएगा एक बार ये पोएम. धन्यवाद.
Hello everybody, I am Bindu from Vidya, South Bangalore, another participant in Vidya Sanskriti Fest. When I heard that I won the prize for poetry writing, I became so surprised and happy because it was my first attempt in my life. I never write it before. I used to read a lot. I read stories and poems and poetry, but I never tried in my life. In this special occasion, I like to thank all Vidya team and Sanskriti Fest judges to find out my hidden talents within me. And I'd like to thank my colleagues and coordinator because they encouraged me a lot to write it. They said, you can do it. That is why I did it. And Vidya not only encourage, empower and transform and educate the students, but also the teachers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rona, for sharing that. May I now request Dilruba ma'am to please share her thoughts about prose categories.
Anjali, Dr. Poonam Kasha will be sharing her thoughts. I'm introducing Poonam Kasha. Okay.
Yes.
Let me start with introducing Poonam Kasha. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Dr. Poonam Kasha, an educationist par excellence, backed by a career spanning more than 4 decades. Punam has been associated with some of the most prestigious educational institutions in the country, including the Convent of Jesus and Mary, Delhi Public School, Mathura Road, and she's also been involved with the Modern High School in Dubai and DPS Kuwait. In fact, she's had a significant role in launching and heading DPS Kuwait for more than 14 years and has spearheaded it to an unprecedented level of glory, whereby she has redefined almost every facet of education and achieved perfection in all these domains, especially public speaking. In fact, the DPS Kuwait team, every year that it participated in the World Debating Tournament held in different countries, won the ESL tournament. So kudos to Punam and her debating prowess. She's an avid reader, and apart from launching these schools, she has also launched schools of different curricula, like she's been involved with CBSE schools, IB, ICSC, ICGSC, where right from the inception of checking on the feasibility, working on the standard operating procedures and formulating training modules for leaders and teachers, she's played a vital role. Currently, as the Director Education of the Delhi World Foundation, she is saddled with a challenging task because it entails setting up schools in the country and overseas. And today, Punam has 60 schools under her guidance, which she has set up in 4 years, which I think is really a formidable achievement. She's been a she's been a speaker at several international and national webinars, and is also an author par excellence. has the privilege and the honor of having received the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Government of India. And she would like me to say a few lines about her family too, because she has two dynamic stars, her daughter Shivani Kashyap, who needs no introduction. She's a renowned singer and a music composer, and her son Ashish Kashyap, a young Turk of the IT world. So without much ado, over to Poonam Kasha to voice her thoughts on the Pan India Sanskriti event.
Thank you so much, Ruba. That was too much. I don't know, it's been a very, very humbling effect. And everyone knows how close I am to Vidya and how I love the entire family. I admire you ardently, dear Rashmi. I love you a lot, dear Dilruba. I respect and look up to all you lovely Vidya members and very, very proud to be a tiny part of Vidya. I have lived 1,000 lives and I've loved 1,000 loves. I walked on distant worlds and seen the end of time because I read. I love these lines. It's quite a motivation to be a reader. And since at Vidya, I know we explore and engage, we establish and empower, we embed and edify. I will take the liberty of entreating all Vidya teachers to plan purposefully a little more to enhance the craftsmanship of the writing skills, which comes with voracious reading. So I will advocate, since I've had people, I've just been listening to dear Rashmi and her sister Kiran. Incidentally, my sister is also Kiran. So, I mean, I was listening to her and it was really awesome, lovely experience. So while judging the prose pieces, I did find a range of topics, very diverse, were carried, but barring a few, by and large, I felt this is an area which I think we as educators need to, give a little more focus to, because the thoughts were beautiful. The thoughts were creative, but they needed a little more coherence. So this will all happen with inspirational reading, and of course, listening and practicing writing. And since Vidya children are so charged, so enthusiastic, and they've got such inspirational leaders, I mean, they will scale all this and reach giddy heights, I'm quite sure, with all of you there. I congratulate Vidya team, especially our dearest Rashmi and Dilruba. This is one of the events. They've been doing such wonderful things, and I'm in awe of all these wonderful leaders on this platform of Vidya. And well, we have to continue doing SWOT analysis. So that's why I'm sorry, I'm just bringing a point to the panel that we would like the children to be able to express better, because I could feel those thoughts within them when I read through everything that they wrote. But a little missing part is what I'm trying to bring to the forum. The best dimension of Vidya is to aspire to cultivate values and develop an appreciation and respect for world culture. I've noticed a very vibrant, lively, and positive learning environment at Vidya, and I'm completely sold on Vidya. I talk about it, so much of admiration and love all the time, but we certainly need to raise the bar, especially where communication skills are concerned. And I'm sure together we'll be able to achieve all this with everyone here, while instilling a sense of inquisitiveness and exploration. We are all endeavoring to create an inspirational atmosphere. So teaching less for learning more definitely is everybody's forte. And it's been wonderful listening to all of you. And I'm so happy to be proud of this, happy and proud to be part of this forum. Thank you very much for giving me this honor.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts and feedback. I'm sure with leaders like you and the mentors like all of you, definitely the next time when we'll come up with the Sanskriti event, you'll see improvement in all the staff members and the kids everywhere. May I request the tech team to please showcase the winners? These are all the winners of Prose category and the runner-ups.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मेरा नाम शीफा मोहम्मद अरशद खान है। मैं 4वीं जमात की तुलबा हूँ। मेरे स्कूल का नाम मोहम्मदी उर्दू प्राइमरी स्कूल है। मैं विद्या डीप के जरिए मैं कंप्यूटर सीख रही हूँ। विद्या संस्कृत कंपटीशन में मैंने पार्टिसिपेंट किया। प्रोसेस मेरी पसंदीदा किताब प्राइमरी कैटेगरी में मुझे फर्स्ट प्राइज मिला।
Good afternoon to all. My name is Riya Bagal. I am a student of Vidya Institute. I had joined this group before some months ago. I had got so much knowledge from this institute, and they took many more activities like e-Sanskrit festival. This festival is about poetry writing and essay writing. In this, I had participated in essay writing, and yesterday only I came to know that I got first prize in this competition, and I am very happy and joyful to have this prize. Thank you to all my teachers.
Hello everyone, myself Shreya Pathak. I want to thank you to giving me opportunity to participate in this competition. I tried my best and checked my writings again and again. I had to write in Sanskrit language, which was different experience, but I had enjoyed it and learned so much about it. Thank you everyone.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम, मेरा नाम अंसारी नदीमा सईद है। मैं मोहम्मदी उर्दू स्कूल की 7th स्टैंडर्ड की स्टूडेंट हूँ। मैं विद्या डीपी की तरफ से स्कूल में कंप्यूटर सीख रही हूँ। मैंने विद्या के संस्कृति कंपटीशन में हिस्सा लिया है। इस कंपटीशन में मैंने प्रोस में विन किया है। मेरे प्रोस की टॉपिक का नाम है मैं वर्ल्ड को किस तरह बेटर बना सकती हूँ। ये टॉपिक मैंने इसलिए सेलेक्ट किया है क्योंकि इस प्रोस में मैंने अपने ख्यालात का इजहार किया है, जैसे कि हमारी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि बढ़ती हुई गरीबी को कम करें, हुकूमत से मुतालबा करें कि हर बच्चे को तालीम हासिल करने के लिए यकसा मौके हासिल हो। साफ सुथराई एक अच्छे समाज की पहचान होती है। ये संस्कृति कंपटीशन में मुझे हिस्सा लेकर बहुत अच्छा लगा।
Everyone, I am Khushi Tiwari from class 10th A. I am studying in Vidya School from class 1st. I would like to thank my teachers and Vidya School for giving me this opportunity of participating in Sanskrit Fest 2020. Thank you.
Respected Sanskriti members of jury, I was overwhelmed when my name was selected for Sanskrit Bhasha write-up. I am grateful to everyone and hope that in near future I will keep on participating in these events. I am proud to be a part of Vidya School, Gurugram. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronak. Now, may I request Ms. Snehlata ma'am to please introduce our Chitrakala judge, Ms. Rekha Rao ma'am. Snehlata ma'am, are you there?
Yes, come online. Yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, namaste. It's an honor and privilege to introduce Mrs. Rekha Rao. I saw her profile today and I had a chat with her because there are some things I didn't understand because I'm not in the artist level. So the beautiful way she explained this morning is amazing. So thank you, Mrs. Rekha Rao. She studied painting under her eminent artist father, K.K. Hebbar. She holds a postgraduate degree in history, Bombay University. She held her first solo show at Jahangir Art Gallery, Mumbai in 1969. And this was followed by several solo shows in private galleries, group shows, art camps in India and abroad. Then she talks about her collection. What she explained and my understanding is the paintings that she had done has been exhibited in all these galleries across India and abroad too. National Gallery of Modern Art, Mumbai, Lalit Kala Academy, New Delhi, Singapore National Museum, Fukuoka Gallery, Japan, and Venkatappa Gallery, Bengaluru. Collectors like Wipro, MSIL, Reliance Harmony, Moge Private Limited, State Bank of India, Redbergs, Germany, Zoya Shetty, Canada, and many more. So beautiful art has been displayed, exhibited for people to enjoy. And that's something that she told me because I didn't understand when she said charity auctions. So to get a better understanding, she said, this is a privilege for an artist to be invited by these for the auctions because it's pan India across, and the art pieces are auctioned, and some part of the money goes in for a very good cause like Cry, Save the Children, and many other good causes, and then something of course goes to the artist. So she's got the privilege of auctions conducted, participated in Sotheby's, Asprey's, and Christie's in the past 3 decades. She's also been invited to judge national exhibitions organized by Lalit Kala Academy, New Delhi, and participated in several national and international art camps. Awards. With so much of beautiful artwork, she will get awards. She's got the Suvarna Karnataka Rajyotsava Award in 2006, the Maharashtra State Award, the Lalit Kala Academy Lucknow, and Critics Award Bombay. Of course, she now lives and works in Bangalore. Mrs. Rekha Rao, over to you.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear?
Yes.
Thank you, Snehata, for introducing me in such elaborate and ongoing way. But I think it's fine, and thank you for it. What I'm happy about today is that Vidya Sanskriti event is something very, very welcome, especially when the pandemic is on and people are only talking negativity about everything. It's high time that children focus on things that bring them joy and in turn will bring us joy. So when I think we were 3 judges, Bharati Sagar, Radhika Tausar, and myself. First, we decided, what are we going to see when we see paintings by these kids? Because there were so many works of art. It was impossible to really do a fair judge unless we have some basic, ideas that we want to project, as well as the topics were very topical, I know, given to the kids, but how they interpreted it. How did they talk about, not in the old way. They see the internet, they know about digital art, they know so many other techniques which they have learned in school. So how do they go about expressing? And so what we were looking at was to see how are they escaping from the ordinary. The topics were the same. The way of perspective was different from child to child. So that was very important, whether the child was very small or an older kid. As you saw the works of older kids, you can realize that their hands are better trained, their skills are better. But the younger ones have a very good concept of division, what we call in art, the division of space, color combination, and the way they look at things in a totally fantastic way. And when they brought in things like women chef, cooking, in a hotel, not a male one, with all those paraphernalia and all. That means the girl child has also learned that her work is as important as the male, and she can aspire to be a chef with a big 7-star hotel. These kind of things, when you introduce them at a young age, it grows within them. It's not necessary that they all become artists. It's the way they look at things and how they respond to the environment. And we were totally floored. But the best thing was what I can say is that we all came to the same conclusion when we selected the works. We all selected separately, but when we compared and we found, okay, we're thinking on the same line. And so we feel a sense of relief, and we feel we've done a fairly good job, though there were many others who deserved the prizes too. What I can say now is I thank Vidya for doing such a great job and introducing art at a time when people are thinking it's not important. It is, because it's not IQ, it is EQ that is more important today, especially when the world is going through such a turmoil. What can you do? These works will bring you joy. The prose brings you joy. The poetry brings you joy. The music and the dance. It's not only looking at the digital world or looking at the internet the whole day. That's not going to give you that peace of mind and that joy. And Rashmi Misra is really bringing back all that things that we are slowly trying disappearing from our society. I would like to end this by just quoting one simple line I just now heard by her mother, Manorama Sharma, saying that this should pass away. I think the poet will pass away and we will get back to a normal life, and children and the adults will have the joy they deserve and a life full of joy. Thank you.
Thank you, Rekha ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. I'm sure after this ceremony, all the kids will be involved with their parents, and we'll all involve ourselves with some or the other form of art. Thank you very much. Tech team, can we have the winners, please? Beautiful artwork they have displayed through this event. The runner-ups.
Hello everyone, my name is Neha Kumari. I study in class 5th A. Today I am so happy because I got first prize in my art competition in my school. My experience in my art competition is there was so much student will participate in the art competition. I was so nervous who will win, but then my result come, I was so happy that I will win the first prize in my art competition. This is my good experience in the world. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Respected sir, ma'am. I was very happy when my name was selected for Sanskriti Fest. I am grateful to everybody and hope that in near future I will keep on participating in this event. I am proud to be a part of Vidya School program. Thank you for the award.
हेलो, मेरा नाम प्रतिमा दुबे है और मैं डिजिटल एम्पावरमेंट प्रोग्राम स्कूल पार्टनरशिप ज्ञान मंदिर स्कूल में एज अ कंप्यूटर ट्रेनर हूँ। मैंने एडल्ट कैटेगरी में आर्ट में पार्टिसिपेट किया, जिसमें मेरा थीम था हिस्ट्री एंड हेरिटेज, और मैंने इसमें राजस्थान की रानी हदी के बारे में लिया था टॉपिक, जिसमें मैंने आर्ट बनाया था।
आप जैसे देख रहे हो, ये राजा हैं, जा रहे हैं यहाँ पे युद्ध के लिए जा रहे हैं। सैनिक जो है रानी का कटा हुआ सिर देखो उनको भेंट कर रहा है। ये मैंने यहाँ साइड में सैनिक बनाए हैं, पीछे जो सैनिक जाते हैं राजा के, और फिर उसके बाद ये रानी का महल, राजा का महल है, ये राज्य है उनका। और यहाँ मैंने थोड़ा सा रानी के बारे में डिस्क्राइब कर दिया है, लिख दिया है। यहाँ ऊपर मैंने थीम भी लिख दिया है, हिस्ट्री एंड हेरिटेज। तो ये मेरा आर्ट वर्क है, आप लोग देख रहे हो, और इसी में मुझे फर्स्ट प्राइज मिला, जिससे मैं बहुत खुश हूँ। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Ronak. Thank you for sharing. May I request now Dilruba ma'am to share a few words and closing remarks?
As the curtain falls on the first Pan India Sanskriti event, we miss Rashmi's mother, Mrs. Manorama Sharma. I have a very vivid memory of my interaction with Auntie, like I'd like to refer to her as a go-getter, highly energized. Apart from poetry, prose, she started the hobby center, like Kiran Bhatya said, and I had the opportunity to visit the hobby center. And also, I don't know whether Rashmi can recall, the military hospital to help out with the Javans. So she was a woman with multifarious interests, and she's inculcated a large number of these skills in both Rashmi and Kiran. The poems that she wrote are testimony to her ingenuity as a poet. And we all, I'm sure, enjoyed listening to all those poems. I'm sure she would have been delighted to hear the poems and the prose and, read the prose pieces written by our budding artists and writers. We find now that right from the time that Rashmi announced the Pan India Sanskriti competition, the excitement was palpable. What would be the theme? We all got into a huddle and we zeroed down to Sanskriti to encompass the diverse cultures that is reflective of India. And this has given our children a platform to express themselves in different languages. And I think some of the best entries were in Urdu and Marathi, because children express themselves the best in the language that they are comfortable in. After we zeroed down to the theme, then we started brainstorming on the topics and the logistics. Understandably, a marathon task to host an event of this magnitude. But a lot of planning, a lot of coordination, a lot of brainstorming ultimately resulted in some very good pieces of art and some very good pieces of prose and poetry coming to the fore. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the participants for all the zest and enthusiasm that they brought into the event. It's heartening to know that many of them, some of them first timers, took on the challenge of deliberating and expressing their opinion on topics that they would have probably shied away from. And some of them did so very candidly. So I was really surprised that in their subconscious mind, they were waiting for an opportunity to express their innermost thoughts. And Vidya gave them an opportunity to do so in the form of this Sanskriti event. Don't be disheartened if you are not a winner. Winning and losing are two sides of the same coin, to quote a cliche. But the fact that you participated is important. And remember, like Rashmi said, there are going to be many more Vidya competitions, Sanskriti events coming up, where you get many opportunities to showcase your talent. Remember, you're never a loser until you stop trying. So keep on trying and you will definitely reach your goal. And I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of potential and you're going to emerge winners one day. So while we congratulate the winners, I'd also like to applaud everyone who was part of the Vidya Sanskriti team for contributing their might to make this event an astounding success. Without each one's contribution, today's felicitation ceremony would not have been possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dilruba ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. Thank you very much. And I hope you have enjoyed the ceremony. It's my honor and privilege now to give vote of thanks to all those who helped make this event happen. I express my heartiest gratitude to our founder, President Rashmi ma'am. We are grateful to have such an eminent leader with a vision and mission as our founder. We would like to thank our guest speaker, Kiran ma'am, judges Dr. Poonam Kasha, Ms. Sangeetha Gupta ma'am, Kiran Rao ma'am, and project leaders of Vidya from all the cities for their presence and contribution. Thanks to all the leaders and teachers of Vidya and the parents for their support and efforts to develop these young talents. Their efforts towards the students is unforgettable. Lastly, we thank you all for coming together for the ceremony, adding more grace to it. Wishing that each one of you will carry back from here some wonderful memories of Sanskriti Fest that you will cherish for a long time to come. We wish you all good health and happiness. Take care. Namaste.